This woman sacrificed her entire life for her family. But this wasn't the actress Nollywood showed us for years. So why did Uche Montana suddenly start telling stories like this? In this video, we're going to talk about how Uche Montana, the glamorous actress, started acting the roles of poor and abused girls in her movie production in 2026. For years, Nollywood presented Uche Montana in a very specific way: elegant, confident, glamorous, the beautiful woman who always seemed to have everything under control. But in 2026, something changed. A series of films appeared online from her own platform, and suddenly, the same actress who once played sophisticated city characters was now portraying poor girls, struggling daughters, young women surviving life in the ghetto. The transformation was so striking that many viewers began asking a quiet question: was this just acting, or were we finally seeing the real Uche Montana? When audiences first began seeing Uche Montana on their screens, she quickly fit into a familiar Nollywood mold: the polished woman, the confident romantic lead, the elegant figure navigating the fast life of Lagos. These roles made sense. They matched the visual expectations of Nollywood storytelling. And for years, viewers believed that was who she was. But here is the thing about actors. Sometimes the characters we see on screen are not the characters they truly want to play. Sometimes those roles are simply the roles that were available. And sometimes an actor spends years waiting for the opportunity to tell a story that feels closer to their own heart. That opportunity seemed to arrive in 2026. Like many actors in the modern Nollywood era, Uche Montana eventually began producing and releasing films on her own YouTube platform. It was a creative decision, but it was also something deeper, because when an actor produces their own films, they are no longer limited to the stories others want them to tell. They can choose the stories themselves. And the stories Uche Montana chose in 2026 were very different from the roles audiences had seen her play before. Instead of glamorous characters, her films began exploring life in poorer communities, real families, real struggles, real sacrifices, the kind of stories that feel uncomfortably close to everyday life. And that shift made viewers begin to notice something. These characters did not look like performances, they looked personal. In several of her self-produced films in 2026, Uche Montana began appearing in ways audiences had rarely seen before. No luxury lifestyle, no elaborate glam, sometimes appearing with simple hair, sometimes speaking with ordinary accents, sometimes portraying women living in tough neighborhoods where survival itself is a daily challenge. In films like A Place with You, Monica Part 1 and Part 2, Beauty is the Beast, alongside other brilliant actors, the characters she played felt deeply grounded in reality. Young women navigating poverty, family pressure, sacrifice, and emotional hardship. But something else stood out. There was a sincerity in those performances, a kind of emotional honesty that made viewers wonder if she wasn't just playing these characters, but somehow understanding them from the inside. Perhaps the most powerful example of this shift is the film Monica. In this story, Uche Montana plays a first daughter growing up in a struggling household. Her father earns very little. Her mother runs a small petty trade. Money is always scarce. And like many first daughters in African families, Monica becomes the one who sacrifices. She drops out of school, not because she wants to, but because the family needs help. She begins learning tailoring in a small local sewing shop, the kind of place where dreams are quietly traded for responsibility. Her income helps send her younger siblings to school. Her sacrifices hold the family together, but with every passing year, her own life slowly slips away, and watching it unfold is almost painful, because many viewers recognize that story immediately. It is not just fiction, it is the story of thousands of women. At one point in the story, Monica meets a man who truly cares about her. He believes in her future. He supports her tailoring business. He even buys her a sewing machine to help her grow. For the first time in years, it feels like life might finally reward her sacrifices. But family expectations intervene once again. Her mother pressures her, manipulates her, reminds her of her responsibilities. And in the end, Monica gives up the relationship. She sacrifices love. For the family she has always protected, and that decision will shape the rest of her life. Years later, the man returns, but not for Monica. He comes back to marry her younger sister, the same sister Monica helped raise, even more painful. The same mother who once blocked the relationship now happily gives her blessing, because the man is now wealthy. And suddenly Monica understands something devastating. Her sacrifices built a future that she was never meant to enjoy. When audiences watched Monica Part 1 and later Part 2, and others like it from Uche Montana's 2026 releases, the reaction was immediate. People were emotional. Comment sections filled with personal stories. Viewers spoke about their mothers, their sisters, their own lives, and that reaction revealed something important. These stories were not just entertaining, they felt authentic. And that authenticity led many viewers to a fascinating thought. What if the roles we saw before were never the full picture? What if Uche Montana had always wanted to tell stories like this? Stories about ordinary people, real struggles, and the quiet sacrifices that shape everyday life. We may never fully know how much of these characters reflect the real woman behind the camera. But one thing is clear. In 2026, Uche Montana began telling stories that feel deeply human. Stories where beauty is not the focus, where glamour disappears, where vulnerability takes center stage. And in doing so, she allowed audiences to see something rare in modern entertainment. Not just an actress, but a storyteller willing to explore the emotional realities many people live every day. And maybe, just maybe, the roles we are seeing now are not a departure from who she is. Maybe they are the closest glimpse we've ever had of the real Uche Montana. Do you think these new films reveal the real side of Uche Montana? Or is this simply another brilliant evolution in her acting career? Tell me what you think in the comments, because the conversation around her work is only just beginning. For more celebrity breakdowns like this, click the subscribe button and you'll get notified when videos like this come out.